the people who get so much of adulation from street. When I'm saying street, I don't mean it pejoratively. I mean Indians, billions of us who watch films, who watch cricket, who football, we expect our icons to speak up.
Right. And I think it also goes back to self-interest, right? Because this India story cannot be guaranteed unless we have, sorted this issue for good. And the only way this issue is going to get sorted for good is when we create a body of opinion right across the world, which says that this is morally unacceptable. Pakistan cannot continue to have this, duplicitous state policy, and this has got to end, right? And because if you don't do that, there will continue to be frequent terror attacks. Every time there's a terror attack, now there's a new normal. The PM has very clearly said that it will be met with a response. It will be treated as an act of war, right? And that then jeopardizes the entire, India story. In terms of what we want to be as a economy, as the world's third largest economy. So when you have the diaspora who want this connection back with India, and they want to there are economic interests that are both abroad and here. Then there are these billionaires here, these celebrities, be it the entire economy around cricket, the entire economy around Bollywood, the entire tech economy, for example. All of these. The only way they're going to thrive is when we have a stable environment. And the only way we're going to have a stable environment is when we find a lasting solution to this question of Pakistan. And hence, it is in their own self-interest to take a moral stance. Because if you don't take a moral stance today, your interests are going to get affected tomorrow.
Also, Indian billionaires need to speak out. They are donating to these campuses in India and abroad. And if those campuses are funding anti-India propaganda,
right? Absolutely.
That funding needs to stop.
Absolutely.
And they have India chair and stuff like that.
Correct.
In these countries. And if those campuses are producing and they're funding research, they're funding PhD students who are working against India on topics against India, casteism, communalism in India, etc., all the fissures, enhancing those fissures and capitalizing on those fissures, they need to stop it. There has to be some moral price to pay,
And the time has come. I think
time has come.
I think your podcast, and I hope others speak up, and there is moral pressure on all of these guys.
And we all
speak up and act.
Those who speak out lose out. Let me be honest to you. Those who are speaking out, they don't get book deals, they don't get junkets to go abroad and stuff like that, which happens. I'm not talking about myself, so I don't want hate coming on this. I'm talking about the others. Those who do, they don't get it. You'll see all these book events and all that happen. They don't get that.
Right.
The publishers, they're all, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Right.
It's those. You write on Israel-Palestine conflict. They're actually having conferences now on that.
Right.
Carrying bags which will say Palestine and all that, but not in, this doesn't bother you?
Yeah.
On Pahalgam? You won't talk on that? I mean, it gets me emotional. I guess that's not the way to deal with it. Maybe one has to be clinical. But now I just feel that it's time to just let these sleeping dogs not lie. You need to kick them into action now.
Yeah. No, I think the moment has come. And as part of, what needs to happen going forward, now that, the hostile actions have ceased, there is this global outreach that's happening with these different delegations. I think a similar, perhaps, push has to be done outside of the government with the broader civil society. So we take a moral stance, a very clear moral stance that, this can't go on anymore.
Yeah.
And Pakistan has to change. And the only way that's going to happen is when the entire world bears down on that.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.